Greetings and namaskar to all my English as well as Indian audiences. It's a pleasure of mine to present my views and voice the opinions of thousands of Indian youths of my generation on the topic of India UK Cultural Relationship in the present as well as in the future. India has always had cordial relationship with UK for the past many years. As the British PM David Cameron puts it, UK will be having special relationship with India in the coming years too. But the question is, what about the cultural relationship between our two very great countries? What are we going to do about it? How are we going to strengthen the cultural relationship between the two countries? And for this question, I remember one great quote by Sir Edgar Allan Poe, which says, "Beauty in its supreme form, beauty of whatever kind in its supreme form, always attracts the sensitive soul to tears." It was indeed a very great quote which I always remember. So what about the cultural beauty of a nation? For this I have a question. If we ask any Britisher about what they like about India, or about any Indian, we ask what they like about UK, Britisher would say, most of the Britisher would say that they like the Taj Mahal of India, they like the food of India, they like the hospitality of Indian people. And if you ask the same question to any Indian as what they like about Britain, they say they like the Big Ben of England, they like the chilling winters of South London, they like people from England. Now if we see, we have a common thing, we have a common pattern. Most of the people, almost all of the people, like the people, places, delicacies, culture of a particular place. Now all these things, the people, the places, the delicacies, all these are forms of a cultural identity of a nation. All these forms the cultural identity of a country. So what can be done so to increase the participation of people of both the countries, so they can engage in a social conversation and know about each other's culture better? Firstly, there are many mediums. For example, there has been a lot of buzz going on about the social media websites. Like there is Where Are You Now, Flickr, Facebook, through which people of different communities can connect to each other. Like for example, people from Britain as well as people from India can connect to each other, know about each other, become friends, engage in a social conversation, and know about each other's culture more. And it can help in developing the cultural proximity, the amalgamation of both the cultures, and they can be culturally rich. Now, secondly, according to UK National Logistics Report, there are more than 1.5 million people, 1.5 million Indians living in UK, as well as a considerable population of UK people, English people living in India. So, what can be done about the people of my generation? Secondly, increase in grants from the governments. Last year, I remember British Council India held an event called the Wildscreen Film Festival. I'll give you an example. In the Wildscreen Film Festival, many noted filmmakers like Harry Marshall, Laura Marshall, and many BBC writers came to India. They delivered their lectures, showed their presentations on the wildlife photography as well as wildlife filmmaking. Many of us were impressed and really wanted to join in on the wildlife expedition and wanted to know how we can also make wildlife films in the future or do wildlife photography. But too much of our efforts that we put in, there was still no grants or no scholarship being given by either the British government or the Indian government. So the people with the creative abilities, the people with talent, the people who want to pursue their ambition, they don't have the grant to pursue their dreams. So I think a special grant should be given to the talented people and the people who have creative abilities. So in order to pursue their ambition, they can make their respective country proud. Thirdly, what I feel is that there should be an ease of visa facility. Many Indian people want to apply to many leading UK universities, but due to a complicated structure of visa system, they are unable to apply it. So I think there should be an easy and flexible visa system to which many of Indian people can apply to their universities, as well as they can also apply for our universities, which would be great. And lastly, I would like to say that many more meets like this should be held in the future, so that most of us can engage in cultural dialogue between the people of our two great nations, and which will enable us to form a great relationship in the future and take both of our countries in a positive direction. In the future, I can surely say that in the coming 10 to 15 years, we can see both India and UK as global leaders, and that will make both of us proud, and it will be a great day for us. Thank you.